Is it on?
Last month, two girls that I go to high school with were hit after crossing a 6-lane highway on the way to school. A Tampa Bay Times news article entitled, "Middleton High School Girl Hit by Car on Hillsborough Avenue Dies," states that there were two crosswalks within a quarter mile from where they were struck. Today I will inform you about the dangers of crossing the street with, a story about two teens that I go to high school with, statistics, laws against jaywalking, and how you can help. Let's begin with Norma and Victoria's story. Norma and Victoria were two students at Middleton High School. They live across Hillsborough Avenue, less than a mile away from our school. Tons of Middleton High School students cross Hillsborough Avenue out of laziness. These two girls were doing what everyone else does to get to school and crossed a busy 6-lane highway with a speed limit of 45 miles an hour. These girls did not cross at a dedicated crosswalk and got struck by a student from a neighboring high school. Norma passed away at Tampa General Hospital after being in critical condition since the incident. Her sister did survive and returned to Middleton last Monday. Norma was the second Middleton High School student to be killed while crossing Hillsborough since 2011. Now that we've gone over what has happened in the community, let's look at the effects of jaywalking on a national scale. According to the Center for Problem-Oriented Policing, in an article by High Noted in 2007 entitled "Pedestrian Injuries and Fatalities," a pedestrian is killed in a traffic collision about every 2 minutes. In 2003, about 4,700 pedestrians were killed and another 70,000 were injured while crossing the street, and a majority of pedestrian injuries and fatalities happen in other places that aren't intersections. The National Highway Traffic and Safety Association states that 3 out of 4 pedestrians' deaths occur in urban areas, and a third of all pedestrians killed were drunk. Jaywalking sounds extremely unsafe and you can be penalized for it. The Webster's Dictionary defines jaywalking as crossing a street at a place other than a regular crossing or in a heedless manner, as diagonally or against the traffic light. Florida law states that a pedestrian shall obey the instructions of any official traffic control device unless otherwise directed by a police officer, and that pedestrians shall be subject to traffic control signals at intersections. A violation of this section is a non-criminal traffic infraction, meaning that you may only receive a citation and not be arrested. An August 2008 Alligator News article entitled "Fines Discourage Jaywalking" by Hemney states that a fine of $52.50 will be imposed on jaywalkers in Gainesville. For drivers, they must yield to pedestrians in a crosswalk. A fine of $144 will be imposed on drivers caught not yielding in a crosswalk. Now that you know what jaywalking is and the laws against it, let's find out how to prevent pedestrian fatalities. According to the NHTSA, the easiest way to help as a pedestrian is to always cross at a crosswalk. Never jaywalk, and especially at a busy intersection. Always use pedestrian walk signals when appropriate, and use crosswalks when appropriate. When crossing at night, always wear bright colored clothing and consider bringing a flashlight. Pay attention when crossing the street. Never talk or text in an intersection. Be aware of the drivers. Even though you may have the right of way, the driver making a right turn may not see you in the crossing. In a parking lot, always be aware of cars, especially because pedestrians only have the right of way in designated crosswalks and sidewalks. Walk towards and against traffic and not with traffic when crossing on a road without a sidewalk. Look left, right, and left when crossing a street, even if you have a walk signal. Lastly, teach young children the rules of crossing the street and taking them by the hand when crossing. As a driver, the NHTSA says that to look out for pedestrians, especially at night and during harsh weather. Be prepared to stop when approaching a crosswalk, but don't stop in the crosswalk. Last, be cautious when backing out of parking lots and look for pedestrians, especially young children. We discussed Norma and Victoria's story, some statistics about jaywalking, laws against jaywalking, and what you can do to prevent pedestrian-related injuries. Make sure to always cross at an intersection and promote safe habits when crossing a street. Thank you.